Let me start by getting your name.
My name is Brandon Glasser.
All right, great. I'm going to ask you a few questions today, Brandon, about the position. Now, when you first walked in for your interview, what were your expectations for the job?
When I first walked into the interview, I really had absolutely no idea what the job was or what it was about. I got a flyer from school that said $15 base pay, and I was like, I worked at Zaxby's for 2 years and made half of that. So I was like, what can I do? I'm all in for it. So I just went in and had absolutely no idea what was going on, and just went in there with an open mind to really learn what it is and see if it was something I was interested in.
All right, great. So now you've worked as a rep and a manager for about a little over a year now. Have you found that your original expectations, were they met, were they maybe exceeded, were they maybe not met, and why?
I would have to say they were exceeded. After the interview that first day, I know I was really gung-ho just because Corey Cruz, my manager, is a really great motivational speaker. He can get you going. And that first day I had these huge expectations. And kind of after that I talked to some friends and parents, and the expectations just kind of went down. They were a little bit more realistic after that. And since then they've actually grown more. I mean, I never expected to be a manager at Cutco in an office, especially for a great manager like Corey Cruz in Birmingham, 3 hours away from home, for an entire summer. So I would have to say that they exceeded my expectations for sure.
All right, great. Now, what do you find most attractive about the position? What did you like the most about it?
Definitely the opportunities. I mean, there's just so many different ways you can go. It's never like there's a this is where you're at and this is where you're going. It's a this is where you're at. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do next? What do you want? So the company always really gives you the opportunity to choose for yourself. It's like Daniel always says, the power of choice. And as a manager position, the great thing about that is I get to give that opportunity to other people. I get to share the opportunity I had with other people, and give them the choice and see what they want to do.
All right, great. Now, was there anything about the position that surprised you? Maybe something you weren't originally expecting at all?
It surprised me how big the company was, for one. When I first went into the interview, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then as it went on, I knew that it was big, but now that I've gotten into it a little bit more this summer, gone to meetings, been to conferences and things, you really see how big it is. I was talking to, I think her name is Amy Mueller, and she's one of the higher ups in Cutco. She was at a sales conference or something with a lot of big major companies, and she was telling me how they were like, so where do you work? And she was like, Vector. And I was like, oh, that's cool. We look for people with Vector on the resume. So like, with teenagers and people, nobody really knows of Vector, but like in the real world with businesses and companies, and Vector's a very, very big, well-known place, and it's just surprising how many people know about it and how much of a good reputation it has.
All right, great. That kind of segues into my next question. Well, did you learn, have you learned anything from this position that you think might help your career in the future?
Oh yes, definitely. I originally was planning on being an aerospace engineer, going to school at UAH right now, and I knew that this would help me with just my people skills, because I knew even as an engineer I would have to, explain ideas to people and things like that. So I always knew that would help me, but with the opportunities I've actually been given, I'm actually looking at maybe even making a career out of Cutco. So it's just give it a shot. I mean, what can it hurt? I mean, going into a job interview never hurt anybody. I mean, it's like an hour out of your day. Nobody can tell me that they don't have an hour out of their day to sit and listen to see if they have an opportunity in something. So just give it a shot. If you don't like it, then if you don't think it's for you, then fine. But my advice is, I didn't think it was for me either. I never thought I would be a salesperson, and I still don't look at myself as one, but in reality I am, and I've done great at it. And people I talk to all the time, they're not salespeople, but because we're just not really selling something, we just meet with people, it's totally different. So my advice is just try it out. It's not going to hurt you any.